Bueno Park is in the building. Bueno Park? What's the deal? Nothing but the homies out there. Nothing but the homies. What's up with the homies?
Who poppin', we poppin', we major.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show where anything goes. I'm your host, Mark Vargas, and you're tuned into the CENTERLOCKED show. And today, yes, you guys are not looking at a different screen. We got the first female guest on the show, a woman of many talents, Viv Cortez.
Hey, I'm
Viv,
sorry, my voice is kind of like choppy because I think I'm getting a little sick, but we can roll with it.
We gotta be careful. We can't be a little sick out here nowadays.
Man,
it ain't just a little sick. It ain't just a little sick anymore.
Right, I know the vid, man.
But hey, Viv, how you doing? How's everything with you?
You know, I'm doing good, blessed and highly favored as always. You feel me?
That's
it's another day on this earth that God gave me, so how is it not a blessing?
That's right.
How are you? How are you doing?
Hey, you know what? I'm out here just grinding, trying to, we'll get into a few of our topics and how important grinding is, no matter what step of the game you're in. And you know what I mean? Just out here grinding, working, trying to put content out for, not just my listeners, but my future listeners. So, that's where we're at right now.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but you outside, you got the beanie on. It's that's the definition of California right there.
It really is. It's funny because this morning I woke up like, oh, it's gonna be cold today, and you just never know. We're in that season where it's like it's cold as fuck in the morning, and then by afternoon it's like hot, and then at night again it's cold. So I gotta prepare for that. So right now I'm kind of, the sun is out, but it ain't like hot.
No, I feel you. No, because I'm looking. So I lived out of state. I lived in Illinois for a year, and I got a lot of people out in the Midwest, East Coast right now, and they're looking at you like, are you crazy? They don't see no snow in the bag.
Right.
They don't see the big old puffy jacket on.
The puffers. Hey, them puffers about to be coming out soon, though. Just know that.
True. But with that being said, let's get into it, Viv. We want to give a good show, and I know we've been talking, and we want to put the best one out yet so far, right?
So far. First woman, you said, right?
That's right. But look, so Viv, we're gonna get right into it. First topic I want to talk about, and we both kind of benefit, and we kind of just grew up with it, having people that a lot of people would say are successful. A lot of people would say, oh, they're rich, they're famous, or we've heard it all, right? How does that, having them in your life? We know a lot of people. We do. That's just the way that we're calling it as we see, right? We know a lot of people that are on a better end of a lot of things right now.
Right.
How does that affect you, like on your daily life? Like, are you somebody that's looking at it like, I'm a little popping right now. I got a little people around me that get what I'm saying? Or are you looking at it as like, hey, I'm about to get on their level as well? You know what I mean? Like that's.
See, I see it in a way where it's like, regardless, I guess, of your status or if you're rich or not, like I learned from everybody on every side of the spectrum. So it's like, having, I guess, friends or people that I know that are successful or rich or whatever, it is like motivating because it's like you see the steps they take and the things that they do, and you're obviously like, dang, like they hustling for their shit. So am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure.
Yeah,
so I see them hustling for their shit, so it's like it kind of puts like a little, like a little oomph in you to like, okay, I'm a, it's kind of like, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you about to be type shit. But it goes farther for me than that, I think, because even people who weren't or who aren't like as successful or whatever, I learned from them too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't just see it as like, oh, these are these people and I'm gonna just only focus in on that. No, it's like there's a whole bunch of, I have a diverse group of friends. So it's like I learn kind of just from all of them, and just, keep it, somebody from, this end of the spectrum might teach me something that, someone who's successful can't teach me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's how I kind of just go about it on a day to day. It's just, and I don't know if I would say like I see them as like, oh, like you're my successful friend, because it's like y'all really, we are just humans who like God gave us a gift, and some people are, hustling more for it than others. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
When it's your
absolutely.
time, it's your time.
You're right. You're right. I mean, that's one thing that I look at too. Like, even you take away social class, you know what I mean? I'm hanging out with everybody. I got people that I was with day one. I got people that, you know what I
Right.
mean? I got coworkers that I'm pretty much, the way I'm living right now, I'm working a lot. So I'm spending all my time with them, people I barely
Right.
met, but I'm getting to know them. And it's just, if you ain't learning, like, you doing something wrong. That's what I
Right.
tell everybody, especially today, how people can be choosing sides, and, it's, and you got to just go where you feel comfortable, people that treat you well, people that want to see the best of you, like that's who I hang around, you know what I mean? I got my
Right.
circle, and I know you got your circle, where I think I saw a quote, one of those Instagram, get with it motivational quotes. It was like,
Right.
surround yourself with 5 millionaires, and in a year you'll be one.
Jesus.
And you
Right.
surround yourself with 5 people that don't have the best interest in you, and you're gonna fall in, a trap, and so
Right.
say. But no, that's what's up. Like, that's one thing that I think a lot of people should strive to do. It's
1,000%.
yeah, like, a lot
Especially
of people.
now,
Yeah,
this day and age we living in. It's just like
but
kick it with the people
how
who
many
make you
people
feel.
do we know that you see maybe on social media, or you see when you go back home, and you're just like, man, like, let's get it together, And I'm not one person like that I think my life's perfect or anything like that, but I just want everybody to win. And when I see
Right.
some people not doing it, it's like, all right, how can I help them, or what can I do to put something in their life that maybe they can benefit from? So, do you see are you doing that at this point in life right now, or are you just still like, what have you got going on? Like, what's your thing?
See, I feel like even again from the jump, like I've always been like the type to just, like, regardless of anything that I was always doing, whether it be like, hey, let's do better here, whether it be, like, oh, you have this dream, all right, what steps can we take to get this? Or if it's like working out or like even eating good, you know what I'm saying? I'll always like hype my friends to be like, hey, let's be better, let's do better. I'm thankful that I'm surrounded with friends who like we do that for each other. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like any of my friends for real, like my like close knitted friends are like on a path where I'm like, oh girl, like we gotta, like of course we have moments where it's like, damn, like this should be my ass right now. Let's get this together. But I think it's more so like if I ever do have those moments with friends or whatever, it's more so like I come at them with love first and foremost. Like, hey, I see you trying. Like, the steps you're taking right now, I love that for you. Da da da. This that, but like we can put a little bit more pep in the step a little bit. Like, what's the next step we can take to where it's like you feel like you're really going there. And really, I just come from a place of love, so that I feel like that's how I approach it, and that's how I like kind of get my friends to like really go towards whatever it is that they're working on.
Yeah, and like, that's we like today, like, we talked about at today's age, but a big thing is like, you got to be able to pick who your friends are, who
Very wisely.
your associates are, you know what I mean? People you gotta, at this point in life, you gotta make sure you're not around as much, or there's people that they could be doing great things in their life, but that
Mm-hmm.
might not be for you. And like, being at this age, I mean, we're same age basically, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mid-20s, like, we got a lot of growing up that we got going on right now.
Right. I feel like this right now, even just like this part of my life currently is like just like the title of it is just growth. Like just,
Exactly.
you
No,
know,
exactly. And that's like, how can you, we want to say at the same time, like, we're cool with everybody, but we have to look out for ourselves sometimes, like, how can you maybe tell somebody, or maybe not tell anybody, you just got to grow on, and maybe you're leaving somebody behind. How do you do that? And like, because it is a part of growing up, like, no matter how we look at it, there's parts of, we are getting into another stage, something else in our life, and we got to be able to make that decision. So like, how does that work, for people out there that may be looking like, I had 30 friends in high school, right? And then I got 15 friends in college. Now I got maybe 2, 3 that I'm done getting my job. I ain't seeing the homegirls anymore. I ain't seeing the homies anymore. They got their job going on. Like how does that how do you handle that, you know?
I think just like obviously as we get older we start like having our own lives, and I think when we're younger we're more so wrapped up in like we don't really know the full like adulting experience, and we don't have much responsibility, so it's easier to be like, oh hey homegirl homie you know what I'm saying. It's easy to have like a lot of friends or whatever, but when you get older and you really start to see a path for yourself, or something you want to accomplish, it kind of like just eliminates those people for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just like the way someone thinks and the way you go at things. It's like, oh, okay, like that's cool. I love you, but we don't have to kick it every day. And the friends that I do have that we still, we don't talk every day, or we can pick up the phone in like 3 weeks, 3 months and be like, oh shit, like how you like, and it's back to like we was kicking it yesterday. So I feel like as personally for me, as I'm getting older and, doing my life shit, it's just like it's weeded everybody who doesn't really necessarily need to be in my life. It really eliminates itself for real. Um, and you obviously have those people where it's like, let me call them and see how they're doing, because it's not, I feel like sometimes in our day and age we're so focused on like, well, if they don't reach out to me, like I am reaching out to you, which in some cases yes, 1,000%, but in other cases like, dang, people be so wrapped up in their own life shit, like you really don't know what people are going through. So it's like sometimes you need to pick up that phone and be like, hey, how are you doing, da da da, you know what I'm saying. And it's just like, but you also just know, like like it's a feeling that who's like worth it to pick up that phone and be like, yo, I haven't spoken to you, how you doing, how you been, you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like, it just weeds itself out for real.
No, definitely. Like, and that's, I literally said, like, I'm gonna send you this after. I literally said the exact same thing on my episode with my boy Brandon Larange from he lives in Texas. He's a comedian now. Make sure you guys go support him. Shout out to Brandon, everything you're doing.
Hey Brandon.
But nah, it's the same thing. Like, I got my own shit going on, like I gotta pay bills. I'm working, about 50 hours a week just for one job, that I'm trying to put everything on with this. Like when I reach out to you, it's because I'm checking in, or I want the best for you. You know what I mean? I got my boys I hit daily, I got
Right.
where we send in the TikToks, we send in, what I mean, those Instagram memes, all that
Them
stuff.
damn posts that will have cackling all day for sure.
Yes, we got that inner circle, but doesn't mean I don't, like you said, if I could reach out to somebody and we pick it up like we just hung out, that's when I know we like that's a real relationship right
Yeah,
there. If
for
they come
sure.
at me or if they call me and I'm if they feel like I'm funny towards them, or if I feel that they're, you know what I mean, like I'm gonna hit them like, hey, what's up with that? But at the same
Yes.
time, you kind of know, like you said, it weeds itself out. All right, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
what's
but
up. Like,
sometimes you need them like, hey bitch, why you being weird? Like you have to have those conversations too, because if you really fuck with that person, you're not gonna be like, oh, they're being weird. Like let me just X them out. Nah, sometimes you need to pick up like, bitch, why are you being weird? Like what's going on?
yeah,
And you have to
exactly.
sometimes also have those uncomfortable conversations like, I don't like how you did this, or I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit, it's all a growing process, So I feel like right now we're in an age where it's like, oh well, this person doesn't like, it's kind of like those like one and doneers, which I get it. Some people are like, okay, no, that's too many. What do we call them? Red flags. But
Yeah.
sometimes you need to have that like, yo, like, why are you tripping on this? Or what made you, or this made me feel some type of way. Like, let's work it out. Like, but that's again only for like the people you really who like you really fuck with and like rock with for real.
No, and that's for real. Like really, like if you can't call your boy, your girl, whatever, you can't have a real conversation with, then like where that's at. Like
Right.
like for instance, like my boy Fuentes, we all know Matt.
Oh,
And
what's up, Matt? I know Matt.
yeah, when we like me and him,
Relax.
we're like, we could talk all day. If I hit him up, I see something that he's doing, or if he sees something I'm doing, he'll call me like, hey bro, what the fuck? Check this, or and I value that so much.
Right.
And like I look at it is
You
he's
care
looking,
for me.
yeah,
Type of.
exactly. And I got numerous people that that do that. And like you got to be able to look at that. And if you're the friend, because sometimes everybody has that moment where you're like, man,
You
what?
tripping.
Yeah, like you know what I mean, or
Tripping.
even like, man, they coming at me, like
Right.
they got a problem with me. No, they just calling it what it is. Some if you got a friend that's calling to check in on you, they know something's up.
Right.
Because some people will see you and you can be putting on the biggest smile of your day and you got the worst day, and they won't notice anything, but you got
Right.
that one, maybe two, three friends that see you and they're like, what's wrong? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's in today's age, like there's social media, you think everybody's your friend. You think everybody's trying to look to want the best from you. And
Right.
you know what I mean? And sometimes it's tough because you might go a week where you don't get no Instagram likes. You might go a week where ain't nobody comment, nobody slide in the DMs. You know what I mean? Like I'm all in my relationship with my girl. So like now, like it's a different process for me. You know what I mean? I got a lot of time with my girl, and we'll get into relationships in a little bit. That's a big thing we got to talk about. But like
Yes.
I know that I'm not over here DMing all my boys. I'm not over here texting everybody, like I know I gotta know what amount of stuff I need for me. And I think
Hmm.
a lot of people, man, a lot of people, and we're keeping it real on this episode, a lot of people need to see like, all right, like I gotta step back from it to really see the full picture. And then once you see the full picture, now you step back in and now you
Know
operating
how to
at a whole
navigate.
different level. You know what I mean? Now if I go left here, this is what's gonna happen. Now you're not making that blind left turn. So
Right.
man, I'm just, we out here trying to help people, like I'm just speaking from experience and that's all I can do.
Right. That's all we can do. Speak from experience. Oh Lord.
But
Experience is a motherfucker. Teach you some things, man.
and any crazy things that's I would say that's been popping for you the last, to go into the new year or to end the new year or to end this year?
Crazy what way? Like,
Like any popping things, anything that you like, anything like that's maybe
um,
life threw a curveball and like, all right, we writing this out.
if we talk about curveballs, Lord, this year in itself for me was like probably one of the hardest years.
Mhm.
Um, and it's maybe like two of my homegirls who like know for real, but like from literally the top of the year to like maybe up until like 2 months ago or a month ago or something was like just like I can't even tell you like how much fucked up shit I've gone through, but it like I guess in those moments I was always like, dang, like it's fucked up, but something good got to come out of this shit because ain't no way I'm going through all this shit right now for it to not get better. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
it's funny because one of my homegirls, she she knows like absolutely everything that I've been through this year. And she always tells me, like, Viv, I promise you, like the blessings you're about to receive after this have got to be crazy because I'm so sorry that you're going through all this shit for real. And it's just like, and at some point, it's just like that's the programming you have to have, like, or that's the programming I had to have in my brain. Like, damn, today beat my ass, or this past month beat my ass. But you know what? I truly know this next year is about to be just a blessing for me and for my team, and that's what I'm focusing on for real.
Oh, that's what's up, Viv. I hope, what I mean, I hope you continue to pull out of it or to continue to grow into the next level.
Grow into the next level for sure.
You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people out there going through the same thing, thinking like,
Yeah.
hey, this year, what I mean, they pulled the baseball bat out on me this year. I know
Right.
they
Like,
did.
dang, God, please.
But like we just gotta keep pushing. Like you said, you gotta keep pushing, keep leveling up, and we'll all be
Ain't nothing you
okay.
can do but keep moving forward. You feel me? Because you ain't want to be stagnant because that only gonna leave you in the same mindset that, like, dang, it gonna only wear you down than lift you up for real.
Exactly. And you got to be able to, look at, I mean, there's so much negative that can happen in a day, in a week, whatever. I mean, if you're really looking for it, that's why you got to look for the positives. And that's why I tell everybody, you ask them, like, I'm looking at I can see the negative. I'm not blind to it. You got to be able to see what's really
The
going on.
shit
Like
that's
I
going
said,
on, yeah.
you got to see full picture. But,
Acknowledge it.
but at the same time, like I could live in that and I could be a bad, like, what I mean, I could be a negative person, or I could see the positive. And like you said, we out here, what I mean, it's a blessed day. Woke up today, we breathing. Like I mean, that's kind of a mindset I really live in. And shout out to my boy Josh, another shout out. He knows what it is. He really is one of the nicest people. And it's not like, there's people that are too nice. He just lives his life like Like he will not do
Happy
you.
go.
You know what I mean? He'll tell you if you looking ugly, he'll be like, "Hey, bro, you looking a little ugly, but we're gonna get you right." You know
We
what I
gonna
mean?
get you right.
And man, that's one of my boys that so like, it was just his birthday the other day. You know,
Happy birthday.
shout out to Zach as
What's his name?
well. Another early birthday, you know, but yeah, man, we just out here. We have to live a certain way to, you know, to be a certain way.
Right.
And
But I feel like also like we can't like I feel like it's easy to be like, oh, be positive, sunshines,
true,
rainbows. And it's like it's not always that. Like sometimes it's okay to not be okay. Like it's okay to be like, damn, like I'm going through this fucked up shit. Like, give me a minute, give me a second. It's like I feel like people when like we talk about growth, people expect it to be like every day is gonna be a good day. And it's like, no, you're gonna have some fucked up shit. But it's like at the end of your thoughts of like, damn, this is fucked up, like be like, all right, but I'm alive. Like, I have a roof over my head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that's like, what I do is I'll sit in my room and I'll like put on some music and literally just sit there and feel whatever it is I'm feeling and then be like, all right, like I felt all that shit through and got to keep it pushing for real. But, people have this like little misconception, like, like always sunshines, rainbows. It ain't that.
no,
Baby, let me tell you, it is not that.
yep, you're right. You're right. And that's one thing, like, you have to, if you ain't like taking in the experience, you're not growing. And you
Right.
got to hit rock bottom a few times
Right.
to really understand what rock bottom is. You know what I mean?
Right. Because that shit, rock bottom gonna teach you some things, Lord.
And you're gonna think
Man,
you're out of rock bottom, and then there's gonna be another level of rock bottom that you didn't even know that was there.
you like,
And then
damn, that wasn't the worst shit. That's crazy.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I've been there, like, and like it's tough around the holidays for me because I had my dad passed away
Oh, I'm so
and,
sorry.
in around like 2 days before Christmas. So
Mm,
like it's tough for me, but like when I was there, hey, you know what I mean? That's why I said there's a lot of things that when I look at it, that ain't even worth my time. You know what I mean? And that's how I grow. That's how I am. I'm like, you gotta, like you said, you gotta see everything. You gotta take in that moment, and you just gotta keep going, and you gotta
keep going.
not forget how that felt. A lot of people be forgetting, like you know what I mean? How many people falling for that Cash App scam on Instagram right now? You seeing people's Instagrams go, man. I see people with 5 to 10,000 followers gone. They're over here trying to repost a link and they see it. Like, how many times you gonna see it and you still gonna fall for it? I know we want that bag, but come on,
I didn't get that, man.
you see somebody that you haven't talked to in about 4 years and they send you a DM like, hey, you trying to make some money right now?
Scam.
No, do not click the link. Don't click it because you click
Don't
it,
click it, y'all. I
Instagram's
don't
gonna
think
be
I've
gone.
ever.
You're gonna make it
Um,
that new account saying new account, oh one got hacked. And I'm gonna have to like, oh man, follow everybody,
I
follow
get
the
hacked
old
though,
account. It happens. But
man.
hey,
Thank God I've never felt for none of that scam.
oh, are you
I don't think
scammers?
I've ever.
Man, do better. That's one. I don't like scammers. Scammers out there, man, they scamming people the hard work money. And I man,
So it's a cold world we living in, man.
it
It's a
is
cold.
facts. But Viv, it's part of the episode where I'm gonna throw some questions at you. You gotta pick what you're gonna lock into. It's a new segment. I kind of
Okay.
did it before, but I'm gonna, for the TikTok out there, for the content reasons, I'm giving it a title now. So since we're on the Center Lock show, you gotta lock in your answer. All right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give you and you gotta lock in which one you working with. All right.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna go with the little old one. I want to see how you feel with this one. All right,
Okay.
we're gonna go with old school. We're gonna go with 50 Cent, and we're gonna go with the new school Drake. Which one you locking in? You can't. So you pick one or the other. All right.
Damn, I'm gonna have to just go with Drake because he be saying some shit that like I feel that like I don't know how you put that together, but what I was trying to say, you said it for me. I'm gonna have to go with Drake on that one.
The king of Instagram, post right there. That's how many quotes. I mean, I think remember back in high school, every quote, every pretty
Every
much picture
picture was a Drake
was
lyric.
a Drake quote, the little lyric. So,
Right.
all right, is locking in with Drake. That's right. That's what's up. Team OVO. But
Love it.
the next question I got for you, I'm gonna go with We're gonna go with Mexican food, or we'll go with a little bit of, I'll say, Japanese food.
See, I'm gonna fuck me up some Mexican food all day, every day. That's not even a question. Ooh, I'm gonna go with Mexican just off bat. Off
What's
bat.
what's
Like I'm
the
gonna be throwing it down.
what are you going with? Like what's your order? Are you ordering the two taco plate? You ordering the enchilada plate? What are you ordering?
It just depends. Like, you ever had frijoladas?
No.
Lord, my grandma's frijoladas. Oh my God,
Fire.
where I can eat them like every day for breakfast. Like, swear. I mean, it's a lot of tortilla, but dang, I can't say I have a specific order because should just be good. Like the taquitos, like a little sope, like some pozole.
Do you have any? I know you out in LA a lot. Do you have any like go-to spot? Like, what's your go-to? Like, are we out here? We hitting up this restaurant.
There's this food truck out in shit. It's in like mid city. Damn, I can't even think of the name or whatever, but um I believe it's next to like it's right there on motherfucking La Brea and it's not San Vicente. It's La Brea and fuck. I can't even think of it, but it is so good. Like they be throwing down too. But you know what? Like surprisingly, not like Hollywood type shit area, but like like in the little hoods or whatever, they be throwing down in their little spots. Like, ooh wee. You
Oh
just
yeah,
gotta know which building looks like not the roughest, but like, oh, they gonna have that shit in there.
yeah. The one where you might see the sign look like it's been there for
Thank
about,
you, Nina. A little
yeah,
cricket
a
to the
little
side.
crooked, a
Al
little
lado.
faded. Maybe
Right.
half the light works. One of those things. That's when you know you're at a good spot. And I mean, I'm gonna give my little shout out to if you ever in, I want to say East LA, the Harlem Back Police Station, right next to it, you got Allen B's, the best burritos out there. If you want to get a chicharron burrito, or if you want to get a bean and cheese, hey, make sure you go to Allen B's. They hook it up. If you ever in
Dang.
East LA, go to Allen
Chicharron
B's.
burrito.
Hey, fire, fire. My dad put me onto that spot back in the day, and it's been there, it's popular on Instagram. They got their whole thing going, but you got to get, and they're cheap too. They ain't crazy, you know what I mean? Some of
That's the thing about them spots is you
yeah.
be eating good and your wallet don't be hurt.
Hey, you be going to some of like those bigger, newer stores, and you over here paying. I paid $15 for a burrito the other day. I said, what has the world come to? Are we over here? Screw gas, you know? Yeah, screw gas. I'm over here paying $15 for a burrito, man. Something's wrong out there.
Right.
But we're
They
gonna
be
take
getting your ass.
we got one more question before
Okay.
we take a break. We got one more question, okay?
Mhm.
Which one you locking in? This is a big one. Are you gonna go with basketball or football? Since this is a sports show, we gotta pick. Are we rocking the Laker games or are we going to the football games? You know what I mean? And I know
We
you a SoCal person, so this is a tough one.
I don't know, because I've always been surrounded by football. I'm gonna just go with football. Like I will look. I'm a football person. I'm a football girl.
That's right. I mean,
Shout out
you
all
say
the
it.
football. Shout out the homies. Shout out Jay and Nick doing their thing.
I mean, but you can't forget about where you come from. The one of the top football schools in the OC, in the SoCal, one of the top public schools, T Town High, and Tustin Tiller's out there. Shout out
Shout
to
out
y'all.
Tustin. Hey, Tustin was some shit.
Hey, I mean, growing up, that's all I saw was Tustin and La Habra. That's pretty much what it was, and how many dogs came out of Tustin. Man, just shout out to y'all. Y'all doing your thing.
Shout
But
out Tustin for real.
when we come back, we're gonna be talking some relationship advice.
Ooh,
Some advice, but we're gonna get into a lot of stuff you're seeing on your feed might not be what is going on behind the scenes. And we're going to be also talking about what Viv got going on in her career, what her steps are, getting to where she's at, but what she got going on, and it's gonna be interesting. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Be right back, yo.
Use promo code Sideline10 to receive 10% off all of your graphic design needs, logos, pictures, business cards, anything that you need. Contact Matthew Cifuentes at Matt2Siffy. Welcome back to the show where anything goes. We right here, still with Viv. You know, we just over here talking about, you know, how laptops can be, you know, a little pain in the butt, you know.
Right.
You know, you especially, you know, that's one thing. All these electronics are awesome, but when you need them to work,
They fucking up on your ass.
They are. The screen takes forever to open up when you're trying to record something, or you know, you get no Wi-Fi when everybody else got 3 bars or a full set. You know, I mean, come on,
dang, come
pick
on,
them up.
That's when you gotta call your agents.
Yeah, you know, oh yeah, you know, you gotta. The phone drops, man. How many times an important phone call drop, and you're in the same spot you were in yesterday talking to the homie. You know what I mean? No problem.
Just like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. But let's get into it, Viv. You know,
let's get into it. See, now it's starting to get a little cold out here. Ooh, see.
Right, and you might have to put the hoodie on.
Right.
That's the next step.
That's how you know.
But so Viv, you working in the music scene, right? Like, I mean, that's how long has that been going on? I know we're gonna get into who you've worked with and who you worked with, but how'd you get into music? What was that like? Any inspiration in that, or I mean, what was that for you?
Well, it was so random. First of all, I mean, growing up as a kid, I always kind of, you know, when you're young, you're like, I want to do this, this, and this. But in my mind, I always knew if like it had to be either music or sports. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it was probably back in like 2018 that one of my homegirls, shout out Hoko, she called me one day randomly. It was like, yo, you know, my cousin does this, this, and this. Like, I'm leaving for, you know, a mission. Do you want to, you know, take over for me for while I'm gone? Da-da. And mind you, I thought the like timing of it was so crazy because I remember thinking like, this is crazy. You might think it's crazy, but like a week before that call, I remember I was in my room and I was like, God, please, like, I want to do this music or like sports shit. Like, I don't care what I have to struggle with, but like I see that for myself. I want to do it. And then literally 4 or 5 days later, I get that call. So I was tripping. I was like, is this a scam? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So ever since then, I've been doing this shit.
And how are you liking it? Is it something that you really see yourself doing the next 10, 20, you know, man, maybe I don't want to say we're all going to be doing the same thing because I'm not that type of person either. You know, like I'm going to get tired of something. I'm going to go on to that next challenge. But, you know, is this something like you enjoying this? Is this something that you feel like you made the right decision on?
1,000%. Like 1,000%. Like, you know, when you just feel something right in your soul, like, you know, when you just like know something's right, like that's that for me.
I mean, that's big because like a lot of people lost out there, you know, they don't really, they don't know what they got, or they just don't feel like they know how to and that's something people say, don't get comfortable, you know, don't get content, but you gotta soak it, like you said, like we said with friendships and we said with feelings and everything earlier on. You got to live in that moment. If you got something popping, or you know what I mean, you got something that you like, it's all right to say you like it. It's all right to say that, you know what I mean,
this got is it for me. Like, this is what
because at that point, then you can know I'm going to become the best at that, or I'm going to, you know, how do I get from a level 1 of, you know, You know, like for me, like I'm like you said, sports music. I think I'm doing a little bit of both with podcasting. You know, I'm talking sports. You know what I mean, and I'm talking music. And you know, what I mean, I did the whole sports thing, and you know, I played it for my whole life and everything.
Mhm.
So I got that experience with me. And kind of like you, I know from the few conversations we had, we love music. You know,
Right.
so like putting all that together, you know, I think it creates its own little pathway. And, you know, there's people that set similar pathways before, you know, I could say how many different people that have gone down the same path. But I like to, you know, I like to trailblaze my own little scene and my own little lane because at the end of the day, you got to do you, right? You know, nobody knows you better than yourself.
Better than you. Right.
And but yeah, so like what music scene, like what do you got going on right now within the music scene? I know we were gonna talk a little bit about Strick. You want to get into everything with him?
We don't have to get into everything with him, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that he is who I'm currently working with. He's beyond talented. Just dropped an album, Strickland. It's out now. Y'all go peep that. Has
Keep it.
great records on there. It's funny because me and one of my homegirls was just talking about this. Was it yesterday, the day before yesterday? She was like, "Yo, his album is actually really good." And I said, "I know. Like his album is like when you really listen to that shit from like front to back, like it is such a great album." And like I feel like, you know, obviously he's like we're in the midst of like, you know, getting him to where he sees himself and stuff, but don't sleep on that man. That man is such a genius when it comes to his music, not just music shit, but like his business shit. Like he is so smart. Like shout out Strick, man.
He's at that other level.
His mind is crazy.
And
He drive me crazy, but
do
his
you
mind
learn
crazy.
from that? Like, is that something I always like if I'm under somebody or if I'm, you know,
Mhm.
kind of working with somebody and I could look at them like, hey, I want to pick their brain. Like, are you doing that as well?
For sure. Like I don't maybe I don't ask as many questions as I, you know, like people do or whatever, but just in the way he moves, the way he like makes music, his like like the business calls we're on or like things like that. Like I hear what he says and it's like, oh, okay, like this how he moving, like, oh, okay, like dang, like that was smart, or like dang, he taking a risk with that, but like it's because he sees it for himself, he believes in it, like you know what I'm saying? So like I may not like be asking like all these thousand questions, but I'm more so like I learn from what I see and what I hear.
Hmm.
So 1,000% he's giving me game on so much, not just like on music shit, but just like, you know, life shit too. So it's like it's a blessing to be able to be like working with a team that just you learn from and you motivate each other and you also just really for real like dang, like I'm grateful that we're on this team together because you know sometimes it's like people be, you know, wishy-washy or whatever, but this is one of those teams where I'm like, we about to all do great things just
Hmm.
because he himself is smart and just everyone on the team like moves the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a blessing.
You guys are moving as one solid unit.
Right. Like
That's
it's
key.
literally
That's
one
key.
unit. It's we a unit.
I mean, that's where it needs to be. A lot of people out there think that, you know, like, and that's when one thing is you guys might not all be doing the same thing, but as long as you're all in that
Right.
same group, that same unit, you know,
Right.
there can be people that put a lot on their back. You know, there could be people
Right.
that are like, for one thing, I was gonna make a comment on you, like how you said you don't ask a lot of questions. That's okay, because sometimes it's better to be that fly on the wall. Sometimes it's
Right.
better to be right there, not talking, you just observing, you listening to what's really being
I'm
said.
peeping. One thing about me, I'm gonna peep every damn thing.
And that's important, you know. I mean, that's important because everybody has to be in that role at one point where you
Not
like
everybody can be the quarterback. You feel me?
exactly 100%. There's gonna be people out there that lead in the front line. There are gonna be people out there that doing the dirty work. And
Right.
to have a successful unit, a successful group, a successful family, a successful, you know, whatever it is, everybody has to do their part. And if not, if people are trying to do too much or people don't do their job, it ain't gonna work. And I mean, that's just
Everyone has a role. Like everybody like literally has a role, like you know this person might have something I don't and it's fine because I might have something that they don't, and you know what I'm saying, we all play a part in
yeah.
the bigger scale of things. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, you know when people like I don't know, so I've just seen teams sometimes where it's like these two people on the same team are like competing against each other. It's like y'all doing it wrong because you got something that she don't have and she got something you don't have. And it's like, or he, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody gonna play a part and everybody's part is important because it's like that gonna be on the greater scale of things. Like it's gonna be just as important as this person or this person. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just like when you would like, you know, in an office building or whatever, you know, the CEO is just as important as the janitor for real. Cause it's like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's playing a part. So it's like, I think that's one thing that I'm also just grateful for is like we all get to play our parts like confidently and just like, you know what I'm saying? There's no like weird like energy, whatever, like
Yeah.
from strict to Vito to PJ to me, like blessed.
Now that's good. And shout out to everything that the strict team has going on and the blessings that you guys are going to receive in the next, you know, next couple months, next year or so. You know, you guys are on that verge of receiving a lot of blessings. So shout out to everything with that. But Viv, you can't be in the music scene without knowing some of the tea, you know. So Viv, I know one thing you when we talked about doing the episode, you said the first thing you said was relationship talks, right? How important is this topic in today's world, especially with our age group? How important is it?
I mean, see, like I'm at an age where it's like I'm 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe back then I wasn't so like focused on like not relationships, but it's just like, you know, as you get older, you start to realize the relationships are important, whether they're romantic or platonic or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like relationships period are just important.
Yeah.
And it's important to cater to the ones that make you feel valued and honored and just like make you feel like, okay, we're exchanging this, like we're reciprocating, you know what I'm saying? It's like what I'm getting from you, you're getting from me type of situation. So I think it's very important.
I know that's a big topic within my circle group. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's been, you know, I've been locked down with my girl. You know, we've been about 4 years. You know, basically, you know, like it's a time.
I never made it that far, but look.
Hey, it's hard, and people think. I mean, people think that's gonna be. They look at it like, oh man, you guys got. Oh man, it's tough sometimes. You know, like. And I'm not saying for her, I'm saying for me sometimes, you know I could be a pain in the butt. And to see the love that she has for me, like you got to be able to look at that. And, you know, I always tell my boys this when they get in their first couple months and they go through that phase where
couple months be doing it.
Hey, they get to that stage where it's like, oh, she crazy. Oh, she.
And it's like, is she though? Or you just not promising?
Are you
just not following the action of what you promised in the beginning? Like
exactly. Are you the one stepping back? Are you looking at it differently? You know what I mean? That's one thing I tell my boys every time because it happens. That's where you know sometimes it could be a week, it can be 6 months, it can be a year. You know, like some people and they have that where it's that first little hiccup. Their you know, instinct is to run, or their instinct
that's your trash. If you one of them people, don't come near me.
Or at the same time, it might not be their instinct, but that's what they're seeing, right? We seen a social media world where
everybody think everybody replaceable
is replaceable, or everybody, you know what I mean? Not like it's hard. Like I look at this, I see people breaking up, going together, and I'm talking about just celebrities. You know what I mean? I don't think friends, family. I'm talking about you. You over here feeling a certain way.
You're gonna get a call later, like,
yeah, like, you talking about me? I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm talking more celebrities, more, you know, influencers that out there really pushing an image that, like, my thing is like the big thing. You know, it's cliche, the Kim and Kanye thing. You know what I mean? Like, Kanye's trying to put his family back together, and he's over here saying like the media out here just wanting to see everything split, right? Like, and they're not looking at it for the kids. They just trying to make $1 out of it. And like, that's really what it is, you know, like relationships, you're going to have to work. It's not something that just, when you're with a real good partner, yeah, a lot of stuff does just click and does just works, you know, but if you really wanted to continue to work, you gotta, make sure you fill up
Continue
the
to put that
gas
work
tank.
in.
You gotta be able to step up to the plate, when that person is not uh doing their best or having a rough time. You gotta be able to lift that person up, bring them up with you, or allow them to have that time. They're gonna be a time or a week or two they're not feeling themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be there to, all right, I know something's going on. I ain't mad at you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it takes a lot in a society where, first thing you think is someone's cheating. First thing you think is someone's, is doing this or someone's doing that. Nah, we gotta just step back from it. Like I said, you gotta step back from a
I'm
lot of
bad with
things.
that. I'm not even gonna lie.
What happened?
I said I'm bad with that. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's tough.
Let me do some shit.
It's tough though. You know what I mean? And you living in a different so I don't know, social whatever. You got a lot of things going on where you see a lot of people, probably, people that you're like, come on now, you know what I mean? And
1,000%.
it's tough. It's tough out there. Like, I tell people all the time, like, you got it. Like I said, when I paved my trailblaze, my own lane, like, you really got to look at that when it comes to relationships as well, because not
Right.
everybody got the same thing going on. Not everybody both got money. Not everybody got a cool family, or, you know what I mean? Like, that's real things,
Right.
like, that's when it comes to our age, we have to be able to look at that and move forward with it. And, like, what's your main thing, like, with the relationship working? Like, what's, I know we got red flags, but what are some green flags? What are some goals?
I just gotta be able to trust you, because without trust, you for real don't have nothing for real. And I feel like being with, not just with what I do, but being that, a lot of factors come into like being able to trust somebody. So, like, I didn't always grow up seeing healthy love, or just healthy love for real. So it's, in my mind, it's like, one, I don't know how to move in those ways because I've never seen it. You know what I'm saying? And two, it's like, being that what I do, it's like you see a lot of fuck shit for real. So it's like, I just got to be able to trust you for real, because without trust, again, shit ain't nothing. Because I'm one of those people that's like, oh, you cheating. And it's fucked up to that person 1,000%. Like, I'll take accountability for that. Sometimes I'll sit there and be like, damn, Viv, you was tripping. Like, it wasn't even, but it's just also like, I've had my own like experiences with people that's like, NATO, or dog over here.
What kind of dog you got?
It's not my dog, it's T-Shine dog. But yeah, I've had just, prior experiences with men who was just like, oh, you a liar. And it's just like, shit like that really stay with you. And it's fucked up, because one thing I always say is like, just be honest with me, because I'd rather know that you respect me enough to tell me the truth and hurt my feelings and, bruise my feelings a little bit, than lie to me and scar me forever. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't think about shit like that. It's like, we don't sit there and think about how the other person's gonna take it and move forward with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just more so, it's always we move in a more so selfish type of way. And it's like, when you really care for somebody, you got to think about their feelings too. And it's like, dang, if I sit here and lie, or if I sit here and, I don't stick to my word, or whatever the case may be, it's like, how does this affect them? Like, I don't want them walking around being like, well, shit, I'm, traumatized or whatever because of this, and then, what I'm saying? Then you got people literally walking around fucked up, because it's like, for one, y'all couldn't be honest, y'all couldn't trust each other, and y'all couldn't even communicate and understand one another that, like, hey, it's fucked up that this is the reason I am, but I'm like this because, I've seen this, I've gone through this. And also, it's like communication and understanding. Like, we got to be able to communicate, we got to be able to understand each other, which is something I still work on, to this day. It's like, sometimes, like, I want to protect a situation so bad that I don't fully communicate how I'm feeling, which is bad. But it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of factors for real that come into having like a good relationship. But that shit is for sure work. Like, it's work. But
it's like any aspect of your life. It's really like any aspect. You go to work to make money, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it is when it comes to relationship. You know what I mean? You gotta put that work in. If you want anything to work, it's good stuff doesn't come easy,
And a lot of, I'm not gonna say a lot of men, because whatever, but like,
say it. We out here. we
I've
can
come
definitely.
across a lot of men that just don't want to put in the work either because of, their past traumas and, the way they grew up or like past women that have done them wrong. So like, that's why I literally just be kicking shit by myself. Like,
No, and
just
one
I don't
thing.
I don't have the capacity no more to like entertain things for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. Like, no, if you're gonna come correct because I'm 25. I don't have the time no more to sit here and be like, well, like, you know what I'm saying?
You
It's
don't
just
got it 3 years. You don't got it
I
for.
don't have that time no more. It's just like I'm trying to do what I need to do in my life for me and my, career and all that. I don't have time to sit here and babysit you two and like think like, damn, does this person really fuck with me or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? If
That's
you say
facts.
fuck with me, but show me that you fuck with me too. Cause like I'm gonna show you 1,000%. If I say I fuck with you, I'm gonna show you 1,000%. I fuck with you. I'm gonna show you. Once I peep that you acting a little weird, I'm gonna maybe say something about it. And if I say something about it and you still don't like change it, that's when I'm like, all right, you moving funny. Like now I know what it is. And
No,
when I get to that point, it's bad because then it's just like, all right, like not that I like. I also have trouble showing how much I care. I've like growing up, I've always been super like nonchalant and like whatever. So it's like hard for me to show I care. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, but when
yeah,
that one person come along, just know you gonna be loved very well.
that's right. That's right. Shout out to that future
I'm waiting,
person. You know, what I mean,
but I'm gonna do it
you get
right.
loved well. She just said it. But on another aspect, like you just brought it up, right? I think a big topic for guys, we can have some guys listening to this right now, and they like if they feel in a certain way, they're like, man, hold up, hold up, hold up.
Right.
But at the same time, I work in the mental health field, right? That's what
Mm,
I do on my side,
important.
my business, right? Go, you good, you good, you good?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, so I work in the mental health field, right? So like I'm done. I see people that it's tough for. Like it's tough to see sometimes,
Right.
and I would say one of the biggest things, and I'm calling out my boys on this, you know, ladies,
Your boy's gonna be calling you later, like, man.
yeah, nah,
I
nah,
gotta lie.
hey, but we can have that talk. I'm not
Right.
afraid of that talk. I
Right.
see it. We gotta be able to really embrace our feelings. It's really
Thank
like
you.
important. Like there's a lot of things. It's a scene or it's like a cliche. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I gotta be that tough guy, or what I
No,
mean.
baby. You could be
I
stuck here. I promise.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be able to shed a tear. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to
Some type of vulnerability, a little bit.
yeah, you got to be able to embrace your feelings, you know what I mean? And it's whether it's on emotional or what I mean, whether it's some geeky stuff, you like watching TV, you want to watch some cartoons, you watch those cartoons, like you got to make yourself happy, and it all comes back to, blazing your own, trailblazing your own lane. Like you don't got to fit in for nobody. Nobody. Don't think
Right.
that because you can pick and choose stuff you've learned on the way and what works, and you can apply different things because what works for one person will not work for the next,
Right.
and you got to understand that, and it's not that something you're doing wrong, it just might not work for you. And
Right.
that's why I'm saying, like, you got to be able to fully understand yourself, understand what's inside of you to
What
really make it.
triggers you, what
But
you
yeah,
like,
all
what
that
you don't
stuff. You know what I
like,
mean?
like,
I'll be with my girl and she be saying some things, and I'm like, I want to pull my hair out. You know what I mean?
right.
But it's like I know what triggers me. So if I know I'm gonna do something that's gonna trigger her, and then her trigger, what I mean, is triggering of me. All right, so how can I correct that?
Right.
I'm gonna
Which is
make.
hard sometimes to acknowledge that though. Men have a hard time acknowledging like they was wrong for whatever reason. Like
Oh, I'm an arguer. I will sit there and argue till my girl hates that. She be like, "Shut up,
But
go in
see,
the."
sometimes I feel like it's okay for both of y'all to disagree and be okay with that because you feel some type of way, not only because that's your feeling, but because of, again, how you grew up, the things you see, the things you've been around. And it's okay. And I'm allowed to feel the opposite way because of the things I've done, I've been through, and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to not always see eye to eye because it's never going to be that
Mhm.
ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I don't feel that way, but I hear you.
Mhm.
I feel like it's also important to tell men like I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I understand you. Like, does it hurt? Maybe a little bit.
You
Yeah,
got to
it
give people
hurts. But
space
like,
too. You
you
got to.
gotta allow them to feel what they feel, and not like with men, like allow them to feel what they feel, and not make them feel bad about that's just how they feel. Unless you're doing some real fuck shit, and then I'm going left eye on your ass.
Oh man, you gonna was it? She would burn down the whole house, right? That's what she did, right? Oh no!
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. I'll edit that. Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, last thing I got you going left eye. So
You know what I'm saying? Like that's only if you got me fucked up. But
yeah,
like,
no,
like
definitely.
I'm gonna try to be as most understanding as I can. And sometimes I might not understand in that minute. I might not understand that day, but I'm gonna take that like moment to like be like, okay, you know, this was our day. Like, okay, I can understand how he felt in this situation. The next day I might come and be like, okay, I hear you. I'm sorry for whatever it was. How can we move forward? Or, you know, whatever it may be. Sometimes it's just like, all right, fine. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Yeah,
like allowing each other to be like vulnerable and like know that if I care for you, I'm a always try to protect the situation because I care for you. And it's like, I don't want you to ever feel unappreciated or like, you know, your words are falling on deaf ears or whatever the case may be. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it's from my experience, it's like hard to for men to give that in return. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially now, it's like everyone like you see, you know, some ass and titties on Instagram, and it's like, like I'm gonna hit that, hit that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that's not me. I'm not gonna, you know, when they men be like, oh my gosh, she was a ride or die. She stayed with me through the cheating and the this and it. That's not ride or die. That's that you're literally traumatizing this woman and calling it ride or die. Miss me with that. I understand people fuck up. I get it, but don't go fucking up too hard. You're straight.
no, you're right. You're speaking facts. You're speaking facts. It's tough. You know, it's like I said, it's tough, but it's gonna. It's trust me. All those hard like when you could be in the gym, you could be at work, put in that OT. You put a little bit of OT into your relationship. Trust me, you're gonna benefit from it. You know, you're
Right.
gonna. You know, like one thing. Well, I don't know what rapper said it, but basically she was like, "Oh, he gotta buy. If he ain't buying you a bag, you know what I mean? That ain't look it. You
When you
make your bag each, you know, not every girl's gonna want a bag, you know what I mean? You know, some girls will, but you know what I mean? If you out here putting your all into her, putting in, you know what, I don't got no expensive bag, but I'm guess what? I'm gonna take you out to eat, go get your movie, you know, we gonna do, you know, get you maybe some clothes, whatever. They're gonna appreciate that 100%. A
and
hundred percent.
it's always us. I feel like women like to say it's the little things because it really is the little things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like someone can like send me like good morning, I hope you have a good day, and that's like someone might be like that ain't shit, but it's just like but like it's cute, it's good, it's a good feeling to know you're acknowledged or someone's thinking of you. And you know what I'm saying? And it really sometimes it's the little things like that that's like, okay, you're showing some type of interest, like you reaching out, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like
Facts.
we need to get back into like really trying, just trying and like understanding that yeah, everyone may be accessible, but not everyone for real is replaceable. Like if you have somebody that care for you and like is there for you and you know what I'm saying, continues to just show that they have interest or whatever, like
Yeah.
okay, like maybe see what that's about.
No, definitely, man. We all of us, we gotta
This
take
generation going out sad, man. I'm sick.
what happened.
So this generation going out sad, man. I'm sick. That's what I
Man,
say. Like if
social
you
media, it's social media is a killer, man. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't be just believing what you see on social media because hey,
a
you
lot of that
know
shit,
how
it's
much
all
of that stuff be so fake. You know, people be getting bags to take pictures with people. You know, and then they
right.
want to say, "Oh, look at them." Ah, man, you don't even know what's going on with them. You know,
Right.
I peeped it a little few times. You know, and it's like, all right,
I always say make sure you're happy in real life, man.
exactly. That's major facts right there. If you listen to anything, make sure you happy in real life. Because if you ain't gonna ever be happy. You always gonna be chasing somebody else's image, and
Right.
it's a sad place to. It's a tough place to be in. And until you realize that, you ain't gonna make the correct changes towards your life.
Right.
But hey, Viv, you know, it's been fun talking with you. You know, we had a lot of important stuff that both need to get off our chest. We
Yes,
both
sir.
wanted people to hear, you know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you for coming on the Center Lock Show. I appreciate
Of course.
you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
Yeah,
for
nah. I mean, the first female, and that's one thing I said. anything goes. So a lot of people are probably expecting a football episode or expecting a basketball episode. Nah, we
I have a
come at
mean
you.
arm to throw a football though.
Oh, hey, that's what I mean. You could do that too. But Viv, I do got 2 more questions for you before we go. We're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
I wrap it up every episode like that. So first question is, what's your why? Why do you do the things you do?
Because when I die and I answer to God, I want to be able to tell him that I fulfilled his will for me on earth.
That's a bar. That's a bar right there. That's a good one. I know a lot. I'm gonna quote that right. That's gonna be someone's tattoo right there, you know. But and then the second question before we go is, who do you want to see on the Center Lock show? But the trick is, whoever you say, you gotta help me out and getting them on the show.
Okay. Okay, so it's
And it could be anybody. You know what I mean?
I would like it to be a woman.
Okay.
Cause shout out to girls, shout out to women.
Shout them out.
Who do I feel like? It's just like, when so many like things are running through your brain. Let's highlight. Well, nah, she's shy. She be shy for real. Fuck. Dang, this is like not hard, but I don't know why I'm thinking so hard.
Oh, don't worry. I be, man, J-Hawk, Nick, they all be like, I peep all my other boys, they're like, who? And I tell them this, they should know who they're gonna say, and they'd be like,
right. And it's just like,
that's why I put you guys on the spot. Come on now.
Ooh, maybe, well, dang, my homegirls, but like my homegirl Galen, she has a clothing brand. Fuck it, it's fashion. Go follow that.
Let's do it. Shout out to homegirl. Put me in contact with her, and we'll like to. One thing, like I said, I like the
other homegirls. Please don't feel bad because y'all gonna be next.
Yeah. She gonna put somebody else on.
Right.
It's gonna trickle down to that.
Trickle.
And like I always like I said, I highlight people that I feel like got cool stuff going on, and that people can learn from, people can benefit from listening from. And at the same time, I want to make sure you got your whatever you got going on, you got a little pat on the back, you know what I mean? So shout out to you again, Viv. Appreciate you coming on. And hey, we're right at the verge of hitting 350 subscribers. I said once we hit 350,
on now,
we're gonna have a giveaway. So we 3 away from our giveaway. So we're gonna drop the information hopefully during this video. When this little episode hopefully we hit 350.
You gonna hit it.
And when we do,
we
got something for you. So make sure you guys stay tuned. The Sideline Sports channel, we actually take that back to Sideline Sports Media channel. We got Sideline Sports, the podcast, in El Color with Jose, and we got the CENTERLOCKED show with me. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hit subscribe, hit like, do it right now, and we will be back next week with another episode.
Yes, sir.
Out.
Bye.
Bueno Park is in the building. Bueno Park? What's the deal? Nothing but the homies out there. Nothing but the homies. What's up with the homies?
Who poppin'? We poppin'.